When Kotone inherits her grandfather's Tokyo Cafe, she discovers the shop holds more secrets than anyone could imagine. Welcome to Otome Gaming. This is a review of Cafe Enchante for the Nintendo Switch. You play as Kotone Awaki, a 19-year-old young woman who has just inherited her grandfather's cafe after his passing. As Kotone slowly refamiliarizes herself with Cafe Enchante, recalling precious memories from her childhood, she soon learns that her grandfather's cafe is much more special than she ever realized, when fantastical beings from different worlds start appearing through the cafe's magical portal door. There are 5 love interests in Cafe Enchante. Canis Espada, a headless knight from the fairy world with a calm, caring personality and a love of gardening. Ignis Carbunculus, a flame-wielding shapeshifter from the beast world. He's hot-headed and quick to anger, but fiercely loyal once he accepts you as a friend. Karu Rindo, the only human love interest. Karu is a government official tasked with keeping an eye on Cafe Enchante's non-human clientele. Ilfado de Rie, a fallen angel from the heavenly world. Il is an airhead who is often babied by his friends, as his spaciness often causes more harm than good for those around him. He has an intense love of Otome games. And Miser Rex, the laid-back, fun-loving Demon King and Cafe Enchante's poster boy. Miser's route is only unlocked after you complete all 4 other love interest routes, and is the final route of the game, bringing the game's story to its ultimate conclusion. Every character route was well written and well worth it, with Ignis and Il being personal favorites of mine. The common route in Cafe Enchante is extremely long. It's the bulk of the story, with the common route lasting 8 chapters and the individual routes wrapping up in 4 chapters, with the exclusion of Miser's 6 endgame chapters. Even though it's quite long, I still enjoyed the pacing and overall story of the common route. It eases you in with the familiarity of a modern setting as you learn about these new worlds and create new bonds and friendships right alongside Kotone. Speaking of Kotone, she's a lovely character with her own thoughts and feelings who lets her opinions be known. She was a great protagonist. In fact, I enjoyed most of the characters in Cafe Enchante, including many of the side characters. One thing I will mention is Cafe Enchante can be very deceiving for players going in blind. With its upbeat opening video and relaxing cafe theme, the game gives the impression that it's a light-hearted slice-of-life romance with fantastical elements mixed in. And although this is true for parts of the story, there is an underlying tension and danger ever present in the common route that soon turns into full-on emotional angst, violence, and even death by the end of the game. It's a gut punch for the unprepared, but it's wonderfully written and will have you invested in each character, main and side characters alike, till the very end. Everything in Cafe Enchante, from the wonderful character designs, the beautifully detailed backgrounds, the stunning CGs oozing ambiance, to the soft jazzy soundtrack, meld together effortlessly to create an absolutely gorgeous feast for the eyes and ears at every turn. Not only is the main in-game art stunning, but the UI in Cafe Enchante is some of the most beautiful I've ever encountered. Each character has their own signature dish, intricately drawn and modeled after Cafe Enchante's menu. I lost quite a lot of time in the menu, just admiring the flawless art and letting the jazzy background music drift me away to a relaxed state of mind. The soundtrack relies heavily on piano and acoustic guitar, bringing that quintessential relaxing cafe vibe you would expect from a game centered around a fancy cafe. Although this is the main vibe, the soundtrack does well to deviate during the appropriate times, bringing out an eerie violin and organ when something isn't quite right, the electric guitar during a fight, and synth melodies in a world that isn't quite like the one Kotone is used to. But even with all these different sounds, nothing ever truly feels out of place, and it all combines together to create what is uniquely Cafe Enchante. Typos, mistranslations, and inconsistency in a few character names were some of the major issues with the localization of Cafe Enchante. Though annoying, it still wasn't enough to fully deter me from the overall enjoyment of the game. I hate to say that it's just an inevitable fact that Otome localizations will have these issues, as I feel these are things that could easily be caught with quality control before release, but has unfortunately become par for the course with these visual novels. In terms of the game's system, with Cafe Enchante having such a long common route, something I felt the game would have greatly benefited from was a skip to next choice option. It's becoming more common in newer Otome games and is a wonderful time saver when even the option to skip through already read dialogue can take a good half an hour or more. As far as extras go, Cafe Enchante is pretty basic, with a simple character Q&A that unlocks after completing a route. It was mildly disappointing, but given the extensive length of the game's story, it's not like you're missing out on content. Overall, Café Enchante is a long game filled with gorgeous art, excellent voice acting, and a well-written story. It's sure to delight Otome fans new and old. Otome Gaming gives Café Enchante a final rating of 4 out of 5. Café Enchante has an ESRB rating of T for teen. For more trigger warning details, please see the official ESRB link in the description.